Just a game of inches out there at Chopes. You know, that backup score for Tahiti, the first wave of the heat, was close to being an 8.59, something like that, had she came out of that barrel successfully. So real close heat, but I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, it just didn't look like she lost. Just the look she had on her face, as we see how Jack did on his opener flick.
Yeah, this is Jack's 6-point ride, opening wave, first wave of the heat, tucks in, gets a pretty nice little tube there. And I'm sure, Jack would have been just rubbing his hands together this morning. Jack just thrives in conditions like this. He has such a good read in these sort of barrels. Loves waves of consequence, loves waves that are really steep. Great technique, great read. Just love where his front arm is positioned there. He's got a sort of forward of his body, not back. So
on tour, as we dive into this one, Yago Dora getting his first wave against his good friend Jack. Nice hollow cylinder running down the reef, and he'll hop out. And as you can see, Jack already got a start during the break. We'll get caught up here in just a moment here. Yeah, great one to start. What about Yago's wave, Ross?
You know what's interesting about this wave is it's not the longest barrel in the world, but it really demands a high level of surfing, especially in terms of going fast, going slow, stalling, letting go. Riding high, getting low. It kind of requires 3 or 4 different techniques all in a 4 or 5 second barrel. This heat is really interesting because Jack's on his backhand, obviously. Yago's on his forehand. Both young, right at the peak of their career, and they do so well at those things I just mentioned. They're really good at speeding up when they have to out here and slowing down when they have to, riding high. Like, they're just real high-level barrel riders. Joe, I think it's just going to be about that rhythm and who can get in line with that big slab when it comes in.
It's Yago's turn as he's already stalling, arm barring the face. Good speed management, a short ride in the barrel, but well executed again. Yago's opener, a 4-point ride, and 2.01 will give him the lead over his good friend Jack. J.Robinson trying to go back-to-back with his event titles here at Teahupo'o. Robinson pulls right in, lets go of some speed, and gets puffs out into the channel. Little down carve to celebrate. That'll go at the 6, and he'll put himself right back into first.
Kelly Slater, where he's always sort of adding a little bit of drama, and he does a good job right here. He's about to come out and he slows down just for that half a second. A little bit of a butt drag right there. You can see looking into the barrel, watch it right there, this front knee, just an extra element right there. And he's good at those little extras to get, you never know, you could win by 1/10 of a point.
Another good look inside the pit right here, Flick.
yeah, I've got to agree with everything, Ross, you just said. Most people wouldn't be able to do that and prolong that period of time in the barrel. It was just so well done from Jack. And he just has this sense of ease about him, though. I know he's got a lot. You're thinking, whoa, he's sat for a long time. We'll get back to that. He looks like he's having a look now.
J.Robinson again, driving super deep in this cave. There's a ton of spit, but unfortunately, he went down. There was a lot of pressure coming out of that barrel. A boy named Zen Robinson, watching his dad compete now, driving to this one, Yago Dora. This one stretched out beautifully, and how about the stylish look back? That one felt good for the Brazilian.
And you can see these bigger waves, they draw off the reef so nice. That was a real butter drop there for Yago. And I want to give Yago props too. He's been one of my favorite surfers on tour for the last couple of years. He's so high level. He's got good style. He's really good in the air, and he's a great barrel rider. So he's going to be knocking on that top 5 for the next several years.
I love that. The way he came out with so much style there and grace was really cool too.
Another one right behind it is J.Robinson. Grabs the rail, lets go, drives, grabs it again, and he comes out perfectly off the bottom and kicking out. This is why we come to Tahiti. You're hoping the waves are going to be as good as this.
All afternoon, and then right behind him was Jack. That pump right there was so technical. He grabbed the rail, he let go as he pumped, and then he grabbed the rail and set his line again. This is just really technical. And on your backhand, Yago had moments on his too where he had to reset his line and pump down the line.
And that rhythm means everything out here. Both these surfers will maximize a wave out here, but you got to be in rhythm for it, and you need that longer barrel to squeak through the heat.
Locking into this one, Dora, nice lunge into the pit. He'll make it without a problem. You can't help but look back. He's having a blast. Probably the most fun he's had in a heat this year. He's had some challenging moments this season, almost fell off at the mid-season cut. We'll see where this one goes. Flick, what'd you see?
Yeah, this was epic. He just lunged underneath that lip, and I mean, it was just beautifully done. He was so deep, and all it took was just that one big bottom turn. I mean, this is going to back up.
As we get back into this one, heat number 3 of the elimination round, putting the head down is J.Robinson, looking to go back-to-back. And getting blown out of another pit. How many times have we seen him do this, Flick?
Oh, he could honestly do this with his eyes closed. He's just spent so much time in waves like this. And I mean, he's got a bit of a job in his hands right now, though, because Yago has put together a pretty good heat. This biggest wave in this heat, because both of these guys are just so good.
Hey, you're splitting hairs. For something that's really good for Jack here that bodes well, this is a big wave. This is a set wave right here. The judges will take that into consideration. He did a nice job getting deep back in the barrel, but it was a very short barrel. So that's the one thing that you would really try to pick apart here and keeping his score from going too high. But he probably will get the score. What does he need? A 7.68. It's right there.
Ross, you're a really good age for this conversation. I mean, you're aging well, I should say. But no, going back to...
we're going with this.
Oh, thank goodness Yago's riding this way. Here we go, driving down the line. Oh, my goodness. Incredibly deep, and he takes his biggest wipeout. A great addition of the WSL vault. Back to live action, grabbing the rail on the takeoff. J.Robinson with room to move out into the channel once again.
Let's have a look at Jack here. Grabs a rail and just cleared that first section. Shorter barrel again, but then you contrast it to, he will have breakdown this one here again, but just hypercritical there on that first section. But his, wow, and he rode the foam ball there for a bit as well. But
he's so funny. Did you see the little drama? He got his hand up on the lip there.
Yeah.
He does remind me of Kelly that way. He really does know how to ham bone it. And you can see, watch his left arm right there. That was for the judges. But he did touch the foam ball.
Yago with a quick answer, pulls up and under quickly. Big drive deep in the pit and comes out absolutely flying. I know these guys surf together a lot, but there might be little moments that they're forgetting there in the heat.
It's kind of a funny situation for Jack because he's got 2 medium scores. Actually, Yago has the 8.1, so he doesn't need that much of a score to flip this heat. I think Jack's barrel is a little better, but again, Yago only needs 6.
You're calling this off. We're going out there anyway. And it kind of put him in a position to say, okay, contest is on. Good luck, everybody, as we continue with Yago Dora. Another big make right out in front.
Under priority.
Yeah, that was huge. 2:10 to go. He's feeling like it's enough.
He's on the ledge. So he paddled up. That's brilliant from Yago. His dad would be psyched on that strategy there. Very sneaky. So he paddled deep and up on the reef. That's on the ledge right there. And the cool thing about these waves on the ledge is they're very boxy. It's going to hit right there, bottom out. I'll watch it underneath his board. It's going to get pretty hollow right about here. So you get a longer barrel, and the judges love longer barrels because it's pretty unique at Teahupo'o. You get a lot of short barrels, but this one has some time in there.
Well positioned entry into this wave for Yago Dora under priority, and we'll see if he can flip this one on Jack. A rematch from last season. One of our top seeds coming into this event, number 2 in the world, has now been knocked out by Yago Dora, the 22 seed, 8-4, 8-1-7. Incredible heat. A lot of barrels to digest in that one. And Yago will be moving on into the round of 16.
What did you tell yourself going into that heat?
Yeah, you know, Jack is one of the reasons why I wanted to get really good in this kind of waves. He's a great friend of mine. I think like my first surf trip where I really got some big barrels was with Jack. We went to No Canduis, like 2014, I think. 10 years after, we're having an amazing heat at Teahupo'o. So it's a dream come true, and Jack's a big inspiration for sure. And this gives me a lot of confidence for sure, beating one of the best out here, and I know I can do it.
Well, of course, we know how good you are in the air, and obviously now we know how good you are in the barrel. Some of those waves you rode right there look just absolutely incredible. From this angle, you were pumping inside the barrel. Where did you learn how to do that? And does that just come natural to you once you take off?
Yeah, I think that's the best feeling in the world, like just taking off and seeing like a really deep section and pumping through it and coming out with the boats yelling. It's the best. And just learning, you know, like been on tour for a couple of years now, surfing this kind of waves. Lobby. It's just it's just so fun, you know. It takes a while to like feel confident in this kind of waves for sure. Coming from Brazil, we don't get this kind of waves, so it takes some good years of dedication. But I've been doing the time, and it's been paying off.
It's been a bit of a roller coaster year, but we're getting some momentum here in Tahiti, so let's foreshadow a little bit. Got some great laps coming up for the rest of the season. How are you feeling about the sprint towards the final 5?
Yeah, I'm excited about the last few events, starting at this one for sure. But I had a pretty bad season for the start, and I barely made the cut, and I'm really lucky I did. So I'm just want to take this opportunity to do my best surfing and show what I'm capable of again.
Right on. Thank you. Congratulations.